Good evening, everybody. Are we enjoying ourselves? That is good to hear. I'm getting older, 46 years old. It's not quite old, it's like entry-level old. Entry-level, I just entered the building. And things are starting to bother me, like sounds are starting to sound louder, you know what I mean? Lights are starting to look brighter. It's like everybody has their high beams on at night for some strange reason. And I'm the type, if you got your high beams on, I'm gonna flicker you. I'm gonna flicker you so you could bring those lights down. But then the lights get even brighter. They ain't have their high beams on. My eyes are just getting weaker, man. It's very annoying. I'm very annoyed. I'm very frustrated. I'm agitated in general. I'm really starting to hate CVS. I am getting tired of you know what I'm talking about. That place is terrible, man. It's always understaffed. They put everything behind the glass case. They put toothpaste behind the glass case. They put deodorant behind. They put condoms behind the glass case. I'm thinking to myself, since when did shoplifters become so sexually responsible? If you got to take a leak, or if you late for work, or if your lady is in labor, never stop at a CVS because you're going to miss all those things, man. You know, the self-checkout never works, you understand what I'm saying? And then you push the button, boom, for somebody to come to the aisle to open the glass case. They never get there. Why? Because there's only one clerk. There's only one clerk manning the entire store. And at the front of the line, it's an elderly woman with a Bible list of coupons holding up life, trying to get a discount on some Friskies, and this chick don't even got no cat. She just want to feed the birds and the pigeons and the squirrels on the back porch with the cat food. She trying to get her price marked down because it costs too much. She's like, pardon. In aisle 5, it says the Friskies are 4 for $5.99. You're trying to charge me $6.99. I need you to mark that down. And I need to make a Western Union to my grandson, Jimmy. I love my Jimmy. He needs the money. Me and Jimmy would always watch Charlie Chaplin movies. I told him I used to date Charlie Chaplin. He didn't believe me. I had the Polaroids. The Polaroids are the proof. I used to date Charlie Chaplin. He had such a beautiful mustache. He inspired Adolf Hitler, not the fascism, just the facial hair. That's what you're dealing with when you're at a CVS. You're going to die of a bladder infection. You're going to get fired from your job. Your lady going to have a baby on the front seat, all because you decided to stop at a CVS, man. Now I'm stepping my game up, man. Finally got myself a full-time job, and with that job, I got myself some life insurance, man. Finally, I hope everybody has life insurance here. Get your life insurance. You want to take care of your loved ones. You understand? You don't want to leave that type of burden on your family. Plus, having life insurance is an advantage because if you've lived an uneventful life, the only thing they're going to remember is that you broke them off with a policy. You understand? They're going to forget the fact that you lost all your life savings at the casino because you breaking them off with a policy. They're going to forget the fact that you slept with your best friend's mother because you breaking them off with a policy. And I'm happy I got my life insurance because before I got my policy, the only thing I was going to leave my family was my PlayStation. And I don't got that many games, you understand what I'm saying? I got a real limited library. It's the game that come with the system, and it's the PS4. It's not even a new one. This is ridiculous, man. Gotta step my game up at least. Gotta step your game up in life. You cannot stay stagnated. That's why for the first time in 10 years, I got myself some new bed covers. Yep. I got myself some new sheets. Men don't care about new sheets. These men right here, y'all don't care about sheets. The only reason why y'all got new sheets is because you with these ladies. If these men were not with these women, they would ride those sheets till the wheels fell off, man. We're not doing the sheets for ourselves. We're doing it for the buns, man. And, you know, the tariffs is real high. Everything's expensive. I love eggs, and I love breakfast more than I love bedding. So you know what I had to do? I had to get my sheets from the Dollar General. And if you know anything about those Dollar General sheets, they got a real low thread count. They're very, very coarse. It's like you laying inside a bowl of shredded wheat. You need a pedicure just to get in your bed comfortably. Because if you hop in that shredded wheat bed with them corn chips feet, yes, very, very friction, you're going to cause a fire. I think that's how all the blazes in Los Angeles got started earlier this year. Some man hopping into a shredded wheat bed with no pedicure with his corn cheeks feet. Half of Hollywood is gone. Half of Hollywood is gone. Yeah. Gotta step your game up, man. That's why I've been with my lady for the past 18 months now. You know what I'm saying? The longest relationship I've ever. Last 18 months. This is the most faithful I've ever been in 6 months. I'm just kidding. She's Hispanic. She'll stab me, man. My girlfriend's Puerto Rican. She's petite, and she's a practicing lawyer. You know what that means? That's my life insurance policy. That's the one that's taking care of me. She got the money. She's loaded, you understand? Kicking her sons out the will, putting me in the will, kicking her sons out the will for me, man. Love my lady, man, but you know, you don't really know somebody until you're with them for a while. You know, all the idiosyncrasies and things start to come out, and I was on the verge of breaking up with my woman because she's not really skilled in the domestic area, you know? She's not skilled. She doesn't use any fabric softener in the laundry. She don't use no, my clothes be all stiff, you understand? I put my clothes on, I'm like the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz, you understand? She's like, I don't like my clothes flowery fresh. I'm like, what you want it, murky and muddy? I don't understand this. This is ridiculous, man. And this gonna make black folks mad. She only used one dryer sheet for 2 loads of laundry. One dryer sheet for 2 loads of laundry, man. Black folks use 7 dryer sheets for 1 pair of drawers, 7 dryer sheets for 1 pair of drawers, and she mixed the colors with the whites. I said, this is not the dream that Dr. King had in mind. When it comes to mixing my colors and clothing, I'm like, David Duke, very, very racist as far as mixing my clothes, man. All my wife beaters was pink. So whenever you go into my drawers, I look like the biggest supporter of breast cancer awareness. Gotta love my lady, man. Gotta love her. Now, I love doing shows in different places, but even though I'm a bigger guy, I don't like confrontation. I'm always concerned about the thugs that are gonna be there, and I heard there was a lot of thugs in Uncasville, Connecticut. Yeah, it's a lot of thugs right here in this room. But y'all thugs look weird. Y'all thugs look strange. Y'all the type of thugs that are like, steal my identity, but then improve my credit, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with good credit, but you can't go from 500 credit to 800 in one day. It's gonna raise some red flags, and my behind gonna get thrown in prison. Prison's not a good look for me, man. Because in the streets, I know y'all thought this, I kind of look like George Foreman. That's messed up that you laughed at me, man. He's dead. But in prison, I look like Amber Rose. For those that don't know, that's Kanye West's ex-girlfriend. She has a bald head, big booty, light skin, just like me. In prison, we're practically identical twins. And you don't want to be Amber Rose's twin in prison, playboy, you will become the main dish. That's like being beef patties around Jamaicans. That's like being spaghetti around Italians. That's like being cats around Asians. See, some of y'all giggling, some of y'all moaning and groaning to judge me like this woman right here. But we know for a fact the meat texture in the Chinese food is different. You thought that was General Tso's chicken? That's General Tso's kitten, man. When you eat it too fast, you probably go, meow. And I know that sounds kind of racist, but I have not seen any Asians in the room, and it's okay to talk stuff about folks if they're not in the room. I learned that from white people. And if you are Asian, pretend you're Mexican so my joke works. Sorry to the last comic. Oh, man. Now, before I got my full-time job and my benefits, I was doing all types of side hustles like DoorDash and Instacart, things of that nature, trying to chase the comedy dream. And I used to love doing the grocery shopping, but the one thing that pissed me off the most about shopping groceries is the deli. I used to get so frustrated at the deli because there's always old people at the deli holding up life. This is ridiculous. It's like the club, literally, you know, they're telling their life story between every single slice of meat and cheese that they get. And you know who's at the front of the line holding it up the most? That same lady that was at CVS. She's like, pardon, I need a quarter-pound of Gouda cheese and a quarter-pound of Black Forest ham. I'm gonna make sandwiches. And I need the avocado mayonnaise because it's better for your intestines. You know your intestines start to go when you get older, you know. And I have to remember to get a Western Union to my grandson, Jimmy. I love my Jimmy. He needs the money. We watched Charlie Chaplin movies. I told him he was my boyfriend. He didn't believe me. Luckily, I had the Polaroids. The Polaroids were the proof. Charlie Chaplin was my boyfriend. Such a beautiful mustache. Inspired Adolf Hitler, not the face. Not the fascism, just the facial hair. That's what I'm dealing with, man. It's ridiculous. 46 years old, I'm happy that I made it to this age. I am happy that I made it to 46 years old because a lot of times black people don't live that long, especially black males. Between diabetes, police brutality, child support, and the COVID vaccine, we are an endangered species. And as you get older, your priorities start to change. When I was young, I couldn't wait to go to the club. Now that I'm over 45 and I get to the club, I can't wait to go to bed. Happy hour is sleepy time for me. You understand what I'm saying? You get strange injuries when you get older too, strange injuries. Like 2 weeks ago, I tore my ACL playing basketball in my dreams, man. I hit the game-winning shot, Curry. Now I gotta put ice in my bubble baths, using Bengay like it's lotion. Going on my big date smelling hospitally fresh, hospital bed fresh. But I realized I was getting older when I realized I really do enjoy the taste of a pastrami Reuben. Yeah. That's right. For those that don't know, that's an old school sandwich with old school ingredients. It comes with Swiss cheese, Thousand Island, sauerkraut. That's convalescent cuisine. I have it every Thursday at 4 p.m. with a tapioca pudding and a yoo-hoo while watching the Golden Girls. I think Blanche is beautiful, and if they could bring her back to life, I would make her my boo-boo. Because Blanche got that boom, 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 boom. Thank you for being a friend. Help me out now. Travel around the road. Your heart is, you get the point, man. Blanche was beautiful. She the reason why I love older women's. I'm not talking 10 years older, I'm talking AARP. Because older ladies, they don't play no games. Iron your suit, read you a bedtime story, give you some of them soft, warm oatmeal raisin cookies. You ain't never had cookies until you had grandma's. Soft, warm oatmeal raisin cookies. I want to meet a lady so old, if I get her pregnant by accident, she will give birth to a college graduate. That baby go from maternity to fraternity immediately. Zuma cum baby. She's the dead of the class. When I used to date when I used to do my dating thing before I had my lady, I used to meet a lot of these older ladies on Tinder, you know what I'm saying? Because at my age, most women I meet online brag about being 35, but I know for a fact that they're 50, because no woman brags about being 35 unless they're 50. And this is my thing, ladies. When y'all get older, in age, y'all like to lie to men and try to say that you're younger. No, it makes more sense to say that you're even older. Because I don't think you're 40, right? But when you're 40, just tell people that you're 55. People gonna look at you, they're gonna be like, oh my God, look at your skin. You so beautiful. You must be mixed. You from Egypt, black don't crack. Use cocoa butter? No, she's white. Use oil of Olay. I see exactly. I'm a psychic. I know what she uses. You're getting way more likes on your Facebook pictures, the heart likes, stalking on a regular basis, random money from strangers. But if you're 40 and you try to lie and say you're 25, they're going to be like, yeah, right. I can tell by the wrinkles on your hands. The turkey neck is a dead giveaway. Because there's one chick I met on Tinder, she tried to lie about her age. She had a turkey neck. I told her a couple of jokes. I made her laugh. She was like, oh. I was like, did this bitch just gobble? Thanksgiving like in a few weeks. What, I gotta bring cranberry sauce to the first date? Gravy cologne? She want me to give her some stuffing. That's what she wants. She want me to stuff that bird. Ladies, if you're getting older, the cheapest plastic surgery is to say you're even older. If you're 50, say you're 75. If you're 75, say you're 95. And if you're 95, just say you dead, man. Like, damn, baby, you look good. How old are you? I'm dead. Like, you're the most beautiful corpse I've ever seen in my life. Met her at the graveyard. I was really digging her. She was my cemetery Cinderella, man. Her glass slipper was extremely filthy, because of the graveyard, man. Now, as far as I know, I don't have any children, as far as I know. And then my mother always be getting on me. She always pressures me. Talk about, Mo, when you gonna make me some kids? Mo, when you gonna make me some grandkids? I said, when you let me have company past 10 p.m. I can't afford rent and hotels. My mother is a hater. This is preposterous. And this is the thing, like, my mother's religious. She recently got saved. She recently found Christ. So she's no longer fornicating. She's no longer doing funny business in the house. So if she's not allowed to do funny business in the house, nobody's allowed to do funny business in the house. And it's some bull, because my mother don't even go to church. My mother be sipping wine while watching YouTube sermons. You understand what I'm saying? My mother be sipping wine while watching T.D. Jakes, Tony Evans, and Joe Osteen. And I'm like, Dad, Mom, why is you sipping wine while you watching church? She's like, what you talking about? This is record from the Bible. This is the scriptures. This is the Passover. I said, Mom, I understand that, but you're drinking Pinot Grigio. It's the wrong color, and bad enough it's not even bottled Pinot Grigio. It's the box Pinot Grigio. You understand what I'm saying? That friend Zia, she drank that shit with the plastic bag on the inside and the spigot on the outside. She gonna run out of wine, filling up her glass. About only God could judge me. God is my only judge. That's the wine sound. That's also another sound y'all men should be pleasing y'all ladies, but I'm trying to be clean. I do need to have some children, As far as we know, that's how we live forever and extend our dreams and our legacy, And if I have some kids, I got to go to the motherland. I know I got to put Hispanic girlfriend, but I got to go to Africa to have myself a child with a beautiful African sister, you know what I'm saying? One to bring, back to my roots, make my gene darker, you know what I'm saying? But the main reason why I go to Africa to have a child with a beautiful African sister, this man that looks just like Tom Segura, it is crazy. That's right. That was your twin brother. But you want to know the main reason why I got to go to Africa? To have a child with an African sister? Because the infomercials in the 80s and the 90s, Sally Struthers told me it only costs 25 cents a day to raise a healthy African black baby, man. That's only $7.50 per month. I can afford that. I pay more for Disney Plus. And I don't even watch it. Just like how I'm not going to watch that baby. My dad never watched me. I'm following in my father's footsteps, which happen to be not so big because he's only 5'6". He has very little shoes. Now, before I let y'all go, I'm happy I got my lady, man. I'm happy I got my lady because before I obtained her, I was a very, very bitter man, like following people like Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels, and very, very angry. And I had this dating philosophy. You either adore me or you ignore me. Nothing in between. If a woman is really into a person, he would know that immediately the very first day. If she's not giving that, I didn't want anything to do with anybody. And I'm not that successful, I'm not that handsome, so I was setting myself up to be single for the rest of my life. You still gotta shoot your shot though, Tom Segura Jr., Timu Tom. You still gotta, you still got Timu Tom, that's hilarious. You still gotta shoot your shot, And obviously, before I got my wonderful lady, it was after a comedy show, and I saw this beautiful chocolate sister conservatively dressed at the bar, sipping on a martini, and I approached her gingerly, and I asked her, I said, ma'am, I think you're gorgeous, and I would love to take you out sometime. And she said, well, that's all well and good, but I just gave my life to Christ, and I'll only be dealing with a preacher or a pastor. I said, you'll only be dealing with a preacher? She was like, yup. I said, you'll only be dealing with a pastor? She was like, yup. I said, well, you know what? You came to the right place. I was looking at you. You're looking real beautiful, like a sexy chocolate Kim Kardashian. I'm going to take you to breakfast, take you to lunch. I'm going to take you to dinner. I'm going to buy you those red shoes, that spaghetti strap dress, that Chanel perfume. The only stipulation, we got to go to the hotel and have some consummation, but we're not yet married, so it's really fornication. And if you have a baby, if you get pregnant, I'm going to catch the Holy Ghost. Or did I say ghost? I meant ghost literally, because I'm not going to be in that child's life. My daddy wasn't there for me, so I'm not going to be there for that kid. I'm following in my father's footsteps. Yeah. That's my time. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful evening. Pig.